Welcome back, hunters, and all the bystanders who missed their calling. You had the chance to be imbued, but you didn't act. So now you get to see what happens, but nothing you could do to really change the outcome except hopefully egg on and encourage these 5 brave hunters who answered the call of the messengers. So last time we had an incident, Asbury Park, the Hurricane Katrina did something, and now there's some serious ghostly activities. There's been a lot of this activity going on, and you hunters, you met each other earlier in the week, and I think you guys decided on a place to actually hang out. You all live in some area of Asbury Park, New Jersey, Monmouth County. Is there a place you guys go to meet with some level of privacy?
Well, I mean, at the end of last week, what we went off to find a watering hole to kind of get to know each other, really.
There's the
Um,
Pony, the Wonder Bar. There's plenty of places around.
uh,
Yeah, I think a bar sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I figured a bar would be a good place to go because there's always a reasonable amount of background noise. That means it's harder for people to listen into our conversations.
What
Is
about the Silver Ball Retro Arcade?
oh,
What about the Rainbow Connection?
Mind you, this is 2012. So after Hurricane Katrina, property values went down even lower. So the reason why Asbury Park looks nice now is because a lot of the LGBTQ plus community moved in and started buying dirt cheap properties that were being thrown away, and they were able to turn it very artsy, and this attracted a more of a crowd to come in, and it wound up increasing the property value of pretty much all over Asbury Park a great deal. It's not a gay city, as it were. It's a really great city, and we do owe a lot of thanks to the LGB community. But for right now, a lot of those places you're mentioning don't exist. This is still the year 2012, where
okay.
things are really bleak for Asbury Park.
So maybe the Wonder Bar?
Yeah, anything. You don't need, and there's no barrier around Asbury Park. You guys can go to Long Branch. You guys go to Ocean Township, Eatontown, wherever you want to go. Neptune, Belmar, Bradley Beach, Avon by the Sea, wherever you want. There's some good boardwalk pizza down in. Is that Point Pleasant, Chris Conrad?
Well, a lot of those places were destroyed, so they probably wouldn't. Anything closer to the beach probably wouldn't even be
Yeah,
open.
you're right.
Even some of the bars probably wouldn't even be open because
Yeah,
Sandy pretty much messed up everything.
yeah,
so
So we would probably be better
I
off
mean,
going to like Neptune, to like maybe a diner or something.
yeah. Corley's Avenue,
uh,
someplace.
Something.
Yeah, there are a lot of. If there's
Yeah.
one thing that New Jersey is synonymous for, it's wrestling schools and diners.
uh, okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, as long as it's somewhere that's just going to have a bit of general background noise, so that every word we say is going to be broadcast across the room, is really what I was thinking.
yeah, I mean, failing that, you can. I mean, come to my hotel room. You know, that's going to be
Oh,
reasonably. That's
Oh,
no, no. That's going to be reasonably private, though, that we can discuss without fear of, as you say, anybody sort of eavesdropping on what we're talking about.
Of course, any bar, if anybody did overhear us, they would probably just assume we're talking out of our asses drunk.
Yeah, and there are crazies in Asbury Park at this time and prior.
As a
uh,
gentleman's gentleman, I would not be. It would not behove me to be seen to be inebriated in public, sir.
you don't need to be inebriated. You just don't need to be overheard.
And if you
Yeah.
appear inebriated,
and I'm kind of a lightweight. I don't handle my alcohol very well.
Okay, then a diner.
I mean,
Let's do that then. If that's going to be easier for people, then that's cool. We can do that. That's not a problem.
we could either do one of the diners in Neptune up at the Circle, or we could go to the Saint. It's a smaller place, but it's far enough away from the water that it would have most likely not been destroyed.
You know,
And it's a
Up
I
on Main
like
Street, yeah, it's actually a metal. They play metal music there, and
I
it's a bar.
I like the idea of the Saints. You know, with everything that's going on, I think we could use something like that on our side.
Ha! Ha!
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah.
All right, the Saints it is.
18 to chill, 21 to swill.
Nice. That was on the front door, right? Inside, right?
Yeah, yep.
Nice. God, that was such a long time ago. Okay, so you guys are in there, you're hanging out, you got plenty of quiet time. Are there any points you guys want to get across to each other?
I think I'm going to be. Did we just experience? Are we agreed on what we've just experienced?
Oh yeah, this is totally some sort of supernatural happening, and it's all connected. You know, there's a wealth of things out there that most people don't understand, and
All right, let me stop
this
you
is
right there,
just the
Scully.
beginning.
Let me stop you right there. How about I just get all of your contact information and we'll start from there.
Yeah, who are you guys anyhow?
By the way,
Oh.
at this point, where we're all at the table that we're all sitting at the diner, each of you has a napkin, cutlery in the right places in front of you, a menu, the glasses are at the right angle, right next to you, and the table is spotlessly clean.
You are playing your character perfectly. You will get XP at the end for that, Max.
Fantastic.
Ken is like right there.
All right, if we definitely are doing the diner, then I recommend the Perkins that's that used to be at the Neptune Circle back in the day. So I can
Loves
get a
Mr.
tremendous
Perkins.
12.
Anyway, it doesn't matter where you guys are going, okay? For crying out loud, there's plenty of Denny's also. You can go get a slamboree or whatever. Like, shut up. Come on. We've set the location. Let's move on.
The Grand Slamwich.
My contribution for this bit was simply to say I asked the Lord for assistance, and assistance was provided. That's all I need to know.
Well,
So-
I guess that's an attitude. But hi, I'm Kurt Mitchell. I'm a junior litigator in the DA's office, and I've never had an experience like this before in my life.
My name's Ken, and I've been looking for an experience like this my whole life. This is amazing.
I'm Jerry, and I guess I'm just in on this.
I don't think you're that
probably-
anonymous. You were smashing some stuff.
Yeah, Jerry probably had the most mystical of all, most trippy of all of everybody's experiences that night.
Yeah, that's why he says, I guess I'm just in the middle of all this.
Yeah.
Uh,
Also, for
what
the
about you?
audience, Chivers seems to have, out of context, I'm gonna say a certain thing like he seems to be more to indicate that experience points have been spent in something. Max sent me a message saying that he wants to buy one dot in theology. So hence the religious talk is coming out of Max. So Sam seems a bit more, or God, that's Sam. This is Max. All these 3-letter English names. What the heck? Seems to be a bit more religious.
Yes, yeah, it's something he's grown up with, but never expecting anything to actually happen. But he's had something of he's got in touch with his faith again recently, unfortunately, after the recent passing of his father. So he's in that, maybe, he's in that kind of mindset at the moment that this is the moment where if something's going to happen, it's going to happen. He hasn't really decided, or hasn't really come to a conclusion on what's going on yet, really. But yes, I'll just say for my part, well, my name is Chivers. As you can probably tell, I'm not local. You said you work in the local DA's office, Mr. Mitchell.
I do, yes, yes.
You wouldn't happen to have any connections to the Sand Hills Indians, would you? My employer was looking to speak to somebody from that particular group with regards to some artifacts, and has unfortunately disappeared.
Well, I can't say I've had much dealing with the tribe, to be perfectly honest. In fact, no, none at all. Sorry.
Never mind. It was worth asking.
Of course.
Have any of you experienced anything like this before? Any other supernatural phenomena? Ghosts?
Nothing.
Bigfoot?
Nothing even remotely like this.
Mostly just people strung out on crack.
Oh, well, yeah, I see how that could be an experience.
Kurt, when Jerry mentions his name, you recall you're one of the guys who did some of the research on his case. That they were trying to fire him. You were told to find a reason from the DA to fire him, which that's what you were doing. But you also understood, in your conscientiously that he was actually a good guy, that he was doing the best he could, that he's always done good things. He did have a slip. Maybe he does need to leave the force, but you were trying to delay the process a little bit because he was internal affairs indicated that he was trying to find a way to just quit. He was contemplating that idea. So, yeah.
A gentle frame job is what we're talking about here, yeah?
Explain gentle frame job.
A frame up, but not so much to cause absolute disgrace, just enough to get you out of the way.
No, he didn't. He wasn't framed. He did exactly what he did.
Yeah, he did the thing. They were trying to make him look worse than the DA wanted to try and make him look worse than he actually was. So he told you to look up everything you possibly could, and you tried to implore the DA that, hey, he's actually a really good guy. He just this was just a thing. And you looked into the guy. You looked into the guy that he killed, and who had beat his wife. He was a horrible human being. He was terrible. There was an incident where everybody thought he'd been killed at one point, but he wound up pulling through very miraculously. This time, though, when he met Jerry, he did not pull through at all. And your boss, the DA, literally just looked at you and says, "Who told you to look into the guy he killed?" So that's when you realize that, yeah, they were trying to paint him with a very broad and dirty brush. And then he decided to just leave. So you were one of the people who were able to convince the DA, listen, we got to just let this guy go. Let it go.
Plus,
It's not worth it.
Yeah, that's the sort of stuff that would upset me. I understand how the world works, but that's not good, and I would have pushed back against that. Yeah.
And there is a reason why you were chosen to be a judge, by the messengers, just out of character-ish. So yeah, you judged that he's actually a really good guy.
Plus, the case was public, and as far as the public was concerned, my character did exactly what the rest of the public would have done to that bastard.
Not everybody. See, that is a thing that you would think, as you were deemed to be an avenger by the messengers, right? But no, most people would not actually think that. There'd be the people who'd be neutral. There'd be the people who'd be completely against what you're saying. The people who would say forgiveness and all sorts of things. But you are very certain in your bubble that you were 100% justified in what you did.
The guy playing Jerry thinks he would be 100% justified in doing what.
Again, I'm talking out of character. Yes,
Yeah.
your character. Yes.
Hmm.
So anyway, Kurt, you recognize Jerry. Jerry probably does not recognize you, although it wouldn't take much to, because you're the research guy. You know, you're the behind the scenes guy.
His file came across my desk.
You had, like I said, you had to research him and the person he killed really intensively because they were trying to develop the DA wanted a case against Jerry specifically for
My
the PR.
my name is up alarms like this at you. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I guess I'd be like, wait, I know you, don't I? Hang on now. I know.
So I just did all of the stuff. So Jerry,
Yeah.
he's obviously wants to talk to you about this. How do you want to respond?
you know me?
No, Jerry. So Derek, everything I just explained to you, Kurt is going to give you the gist of that.
Oh, I
So
got.
I just don't want the whole thing, since I just explained the whole thing to the audience. I don't want the audience to have to suffer through you guys replaying it. So
Oh,
you can
no,
respond to the idea that you now know who Kurt is, that he was trying to help you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were the guy who did the thing, right? You were. Yeah, I remember there was an IA thing, wasn't there?
It seems like, so you were the guy that had my back in there, huh?
Well, it just didn't square up with me, man. What I was saying didn't square up with what I was being asked to do.
I suppose I owe you one then. And hey, everything turned out okay. I joined the family business. I'm a union man, making more money now than I ever did as a cop.
And not getting
Oh,
shot as much.
Yeah.
that helps, I guess. How weird. It's such a small world.
But if
Now
you guys are still at the Saint, that one that you owe him, you can order it right now. If you're at Perkins, what are you going to get him? Eggs Benedict? I mean, come on. Poached.
oh, it's just
With some smoked salmon and some fried mushrooms. Thank you very much. By the way, yes, at this point you've all got a food in front of you. It doesn't matter how it was served out the back; it's quite nicely presented. There's a jug of water on the table as well. And
I intentionally chop up. I intentionally chop up everything on my plate and make it into one big pile.
Okay, yeah.
And maybe slap Shivers' hand more than once.
Yeah. I'm making a little mini mountain like in Close Encounters.
I imagine if they're all sat like in the booth by the window, for example, I'm on one of the stools or by the stools at the actual counter, just watching, making sure everybody has everything that they need, but listening to everything the entire exchange and just taking it all in.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ken, you have your laptop with you and you're browsing through things. You always feel compelled to do
A
certain
little
things.
bit of both.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to be polite about it, the present company. And what do you call it? You're just browsing through things, and all of a sudden you come upon hunter.net. It's almost like your fingers were guiding you towards there. Hunter.net. You're delving further into it. You've never seen this before, and this seems like the perfect freaking place, but especially now to be at, because there's all there's bunch of different rooms and message boards and all that stuff. Very old school. Like, this isn't the way these things are set up nowadays. Very old school, talking about, different hunters kind of introducing themselves. There's the introduction. Hey, don't don't say where you are. Don't say your real names. Don't say anything that can actually give a clue to where you are, because while this place should be safe from outsiders and bystanders and spooks of all type, and okay,
Creatures
the
from the
spooks,
outer
I do
plane.
not mean it in the racist way, and I do not mean it in the CIA way. Although I do actually mean it in the CIA way, unless they're also imbued. So this is supposed to be a website specifically for hunters that the monsters can't browse,
Who
right?
expected things that go
So
bump?
it's like a 90s, early 2000s internet forum kind of
Message boards.
style thing. Yeah,
Exactly.
message board. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
And it doesn't seem like you're looking and you're finding a plethora of information there, but at the same time, you're also seeing that it's mostly dead. Like sometimes people will say something in there, but almost nobody talks in there. It's a, psst, you know?
so I was probably trying to find information on our situation tonight about the cars, and maybe I caught with some of my internet savvy, just a thread that kind of an offshoot of this, offshoot of that brought me here. And then with that, I'm probably starting to put new threads in there too. Like, hey, there was a thing tonight in this area, being somewhat vague with the descriptor of not giving away my location, and talking about like haunted spirit cars and the ghost in the machine, and um does this correlate with the headless horseman kind of thing, and putting all this online while I'm like half paying attention to the table. Maybe we can find out about more things like this online, and maybe we can go and, well, you guys heard of Ghostbusters, right? Maybe we can do something like that.
So
What?
you almost immediately get a thing back that says bullshit. About a couple minutes later, as you're just like you're trying to fit like why would somebody say something like that? You get another one that says, "Yeah, welcome to the club, noob. Freshly imbued." Um, and then you just every so often a couple more little rude and mostly dismissive comments start coming in on it, like yeah, wow, you had it easy. What I'm saying? Wait until you start finding the fanger bangers, and the rots. What I'm saying? Wait until you meet the furs and stuff like that. And they're just
Guys, they're talking about all sorts of things on here, like finger bangers and like woolies and like rots.
Furries.
I don't know what this is, but maybe we should check this stuff out.
I purposely tried not to say furries because I realized where that was going to go, but Chris is another guy from Jersey, so of course.
While this is going on, I'm gonna get up, go to the counter, and ask them for a sheet of aluminum foil.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha. You're
What
looking at and unfortunately most of the newest threads are all nonsense, useless arguments, outdated threads, attacks, people trying to criticize, oh yeah, I had one of those uh dreamer encounters and I'm fighting and I did this and I used what was it? What's he say? I used a candy cane that broke off, and I stabbed him, and somehow that worked. And other people coming on saying like, "You're so full of shit. You're you're probably a plant." What I'm saying? Like everybody knows that what you just said is fake, bogus. You're a liar. What I'm saying? You're a scumbag. You're bought out. You're sold. Like it just seems like it's all a bunch of infighting for the most part. And while there is some useful diamond in the rough stuff in here, and you love the idea of parsing it out, this looks like a bunch of crap.
So, how long has it been since there's been any kind of post that looked vaguely useful? Are we talking months, years, decades?
If you want to go into it more, if you want to pull out your laptop and check some of this
Oh,
stuff out,
hell yeah, yeah. Sorry,
yeah,
where did you find that? And
And,
yeah, sorry, what's the address?
and I probably put
you
one
actually
hand.
know the address. As
I
soon as he
probably put.
mentions something, you're like, I know this address. I don't know
I'll
why.
I'll probably put one hand on your computer and one hand on my computer, and I'm typing on both now as I'm kind of putting it in for you. And I'm like half paying attention to you as I'm parsing everything on the screen as it goes through. And I'm like, yeah, maybe a lot of this is trash, but we can work with this. Maybe we can be the ones who start updating it, and oh my goodness, we could refine all of this.
Hey, can one of you guys do me a favor and look up that Avalanche dude since you're on your computers?
Oh, I forgot all about him.
Then I'm going to walk up to Ken. I'm going to wrap the foil over his head and be like, there you go, buddy.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, they could be watching us.
And yes, Kurt does burst out laughing very loudly.
A couple people look over, but
I'm a tradesman. It fits.
yeah. And your character is a pretty big boy, so it's cool.
Yeah, I'm large and in charge. That being said, I will try to pull up anything I can on Avalanche Online. Not just
What's his
through
full name?
Not just through HunterNet, but kind of doing some media searches as well.
Yeah, you don't see anything. What do you call it? Somebody actually goes and says back to you, it's like like they're trying to make fun of you and stuff like that. You know, the ones that are actually getting on.
Yeah.
So kind
Avalanche
of like
the
being on a
Architect.
forum in the early
There you go.
2000s then,
Avalanche,
yeah.
the Architect, da 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 da, stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're not really finding much there. What happened? Sorry, let me just. I'm putting all my stuff together so I can easily get back to your guys' character
Stuff.
sheets.
Yeah, I have the ability to find like mailing lists and different other things just in case.
Yeah. So anyway, nobody's giving you any information on Avalanche, the Architect. And at one point, Kurt, on your computer,
Uh-huh.
a new thing comes up. It pops up, and Ken, you're able to see it too, and you're interested in this because it says a very simple message: symbol on the door, no way out, need help. Ken, when you look at this, you see something else. You see some numbers on there, and it what do you call it? It like there's a symbol that pops up, and you guys both see it, and right away you guys both recognize it as it's saying haunted. All five of you guys recognize that it's a freaking symbol. You just say like a hieroglyph.
Like
But
a crop symbol or a crop circle or something.
Yes, like that. But you all recognize that it says haunted.
I
But
suppose to me
but
it would be a
Ken-
bit like the homeless code that they leave in places. It certainly used to happen here in Victorian England.
or
Little,
D&D
yeah,
or D&D
yeah,
players will recognize as like thieves' cant. Yeah.
yeah,
Or like leaving a fish symbol on a door
mhm,
saying, unpersecuted Christians here in Rome, in ancient
exactly.
Rome. So you see this symbol, it means haunted, but Ken, you're looking at it and it looks like the whole symbol is written out of numbers, a repeating chain of numbers. And you're looking at the numbers and you're like turning his computer towards you. He's like, hey, we're all trying to look at it, and you're like fighting him, but you're with one hand and you're like tracing it with your finger, and it takes you about a good minute. But pretty soon you're able to recognize that it says 42 Sycamore Lane. And that's not too far from where you are.
Why did I know you were going to say Sycamore? Weird.
There's an address in
That's
there.
funny.
If someone is trapped, maybe we should go. No, maybe about it. We should definitely go.
Okay, cool.
I'm standing by the door, holding it open for them.
I'm packing up my laptop and putting it in my backpack.
Before you close up the laptop, let's Google Map that shit.
Oh, yeah.
See how to get there.
And does anyone drive? Because I don't really drive.
I got a van.
I could.
We could all fit in my van, or we could really cram into my truck.
Yeah, I don't think he'd all fit in my compact. He's probably the best dude to transport us. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hitch a ride with Jerry Control.
Yeah, there's only a two-seater. I'd imagine your van. Everything else is full of pipes and tools and stuff like that in the back.
We'll be the men in the box.
Men in the box.
Oh God. Okay, Lane Staley and Jerry Cantrell.
Sorry, be right back, guys.
Okay. So the rest of you are driving with.
Yeah, I'll pile them into my.
Kurt has a car. Ken, do you have a car?
I don't really have a car, so if I
Okay.
could ride with somebody else, that would be cool.
And
That's
as we're
fine.
there, I'm going to look to the guys that are in the back, and I'm going to say, now remember, don't cross the streams.
I will just look blankly.
As long as you're not both peeing in the same toilet, you won't have to worry about that.
Oh, tip to tip.
Oh,
Dude, come on!
Just belly knocker stuff. Come on. Ew.
We're on the beach, but there's no docking.
Okay.
God damn it!
At the same time, a ship in harbor is safe, but that's not what ships are made for. I forget who actually made that philosophical quote. Good stuff, though. So now we got to wait for these two dimbats. Like, what are they doing? They going over to each other's house? Like, what the hell?
Right.
All right. Did you guys have to meet Sam in the bathroom for a rub down? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, we were touching tips. No.
You see? All of a sudden they got hot and bothered. They had to go and rub one out.
No, I just wanted to switch my heating off. That was all. I have actually managed to get the camera working on my laptop again, but I won't change it now. I'll use it again next week. So rather than messing around with it.
So let's ride to Sycamore Lane.
First off, Kurt is going to get experience at the end of this just because he's wearing camouflage BDU pants. Like, hello. That is perfect for this game. That's as good as wearing orange in this
Hello.
game.
Oh.
What's that? Oh, yes, that's true. The Punisher. Okay, boom. There you go. So, so you guys want to take your trip? I guess Kurt's driving in his car, and you two take the two vehicles to get there. Okay. So there's a bunch of houses on Sycamore Lane. You know, they're actually houses. They're detached.
Oh, so it's a suburban neighborhood.
Yes. Yeah. It's not too far off from Highway 35, though. So, which is just like it's a 4-lane, two-way road. So by 4-lane, I mean 2 lanes going this way, 2 lanes going that way. Yeah. So it's close to actually big transfer, but yes, this is off of the main highway that goes through Eatontown, Ocean Township. Also, like this highway kind of goes along about a mile away from where the beach is, the shore, right?
Cool.
So anyway, you guys get to the house and you go walking up, and yeah, on the door, as you guys were going over there, also, what do you call it? The post disappears, right? The post is gone. Not too long after you leave the bar, but you get to the place, and when you get there, on the front of the door, you see the same symbol. Right,
the exact same symbol.
Door, yeah, that says that for you guys. You see the symbol, and then it morphs in your mind to a very clear and obvious language that somebody above, somebody below, somebody is telling you this means, haunted.
There's dirty work afoot.
I am going to immediately try to perceive the situation more strongly and discern what's going on.
Full discern. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to last 10 minutes per success, so I feel like doing it now is a good thing.
Absolutely.
So should have asked. I take it. Are we back on full conviction for this session?
Yes, you guys are fully healed, full conviction, all that stuff. And remember to take away whatever points you need to take so you can use your discern and your other edges and all that good stuff. So, yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so it's a 6, isn't it?
I forgot. You have to roll for discern?
Yeah, you have to roll for most of the edges.
Hmm. Oh,
I've got
Yeah, roll for
2.
it.
I'm going to be doing this for 20 minutes.
oh, okay. Sweet. Okay. It says room is full. A guest is trying to enter. Let me remove. There we go. Okay. So, well, it said that there's a guest trying to enter. That's so weird. This, I'm still trying to get used to Restream. Chris was in, and then it said there's a guest trying to enter. So I thought maybe he logged in with something else. Oops. Chris, come back. Anyway, okay. So you're not seeing anything immediately out of the ordinary, but besides the symbol, which seems to be on fire right now.
Okay, I didn't really expect to. I just want to be prepared.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um,
Do you see something, Kurt?
The symbol is glowing in my sight. It's brilliant, illuminated.
So, um, what do you call it? There is while you're okay. You're looking at the symbol also, Chris. Ken,
Yeah.
and shoot, Chris is not coming back. I hope he figures this out. I hope, actually, I hope I didn't block him by clicking on his thing. Shoot, that's not cool. That would actually really suck if I accidentally blocked him. I still don't understand how this works.
He's stuck in traffic.
He's in
Oh,
limbo.
it says that? Oh, shut up.
No.
Trying to figure
Narratively
out, may not be
speaking,
able
he's
to make
stuck in
this
traffic.
one.
That,
Accidentally booted you. Come back. No camera. Anyway, hopefully he sees that. Okay, got to get on with the game. So in the symbol, Ken, you see a number sequence 13.03.7.2.
You said
Thir-
13.
13.03.7.2.
DM, I'm going to ask, when Ken is perceiving things, is it obvious on his face? Does he have a faraway look, or is he just looking at it like normal people do?
For the most part, it seems normal. Just remember, when you can discern, when you're discerning, when you're seeing something that nobody else sees, we usually tend to focus more on a thing, right? But I will say, for the sake of conversation, anybody else who switches on their hunter sight sees that he's using an edge with his eyes. He's seeing.
speaking of which, so just as a bit of an aside, but anytime any of my effects have any kind of magical effect or any kind of light show effect for Chivers, there's a silver glow to them.
Nice. Okay, good. Good.
By the way, with what you've just said to Ken, if I can see this as well, or if he's kind of like muttering it to himself, if I may, can I make an intelligence plus theology roll? With my speciality in having an elephantine memory.
Okay.
Because I want to play a hunch, if I may. So that's going to be 5 with some hopefully explodey. No explosions, but I did get 4 successes. The numbers the number sequence that he read out, is it a Bible reference? Book.
It is not. Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Could I maybe try to do some sort of role? I don't know, research or occult or something to try to understand what the letters mean?
If you want,
I'm
for
not
the
sure
sake of,
what might be appropriate.
that's fine. For the sake of brevity, you recognize that it's incomplete.
Okay.
I had kids I was dealing with. What were those numbers again, please?
13.03.7.2.
Okay.
All right. So It's a pretty old, mostly decayed Victorian house. Boards and boards nailed across the door, but from the inside. Um, Again, the hunter symbol is there. It's scratched out violently, like they scratched it in. Um, Ken, you specifically feel like you can put those symbols up without any physical, markings. The rest of you know that you can draw these symbols, scratch them in, etch them in, whatever you got to do, hammer and chisel them in. Ken, you
We un-
understand that you can just touch it and make the things appear, magically, ethereally.
So I'll say it looks like this place may have been undisturbed for a while. We should definitely take a closer look, but before we do, I'll kind of reach out and touch the space and try to imbue it.
To do what?
To kind of make a symbol as such to kind of call attention to the place.
Yeah, what do you want it to say?
Um,
One word per symbol.
well, I guess it already kind of says haunted, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I will put one symbol that just says beware.
Okay. And you do. And the rest of you see it, even without, like, the discern just makes it more obvious to you, Kurt.
Mhm.
But everybody else, you guys see it, even without your hunter sight. You recognize it. More
Right.
specifically, I should say, you recognize that there's something there. It doesn't. It feels like somebody's whispering to you, and then you turn on your hunter sight, and then you're able to see it.
Okay, so it's an instinctive understanding.
Yes,
Yeah.
since he didn't etch it in, it's just there ethereally. You get the
Mhm.
sense that I need to look at it a different way.
Right. Did you say that it seems the door is nailed shut from the inside?
Yeah.
Perhaps we should see if there's another entrance.
I was about
Exactly
to say,
what
I
I
think,
was thinking.
yes, I think, gentlemen, on this case, the frontal assault is possibly not the best approach. And I'm going to see if I can find a way around the back.
I mean, I have some
I'm,
coppers.
I'm thinking I'm looking for a broken basement window. I don't know why, but I feel like I am.
Or perhaps a cellar door.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can find the broken window, basement entry. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We know
Yeah.
where we're
East
going
Coast
now.
has basements.
Well,
May I? Well, gentlemen, may I suggest that after our previous experience, maybe I should go in first and make
Before
sure
you
that the coast
do,
is clear.
give me just a moment. And I'm going to use 4C just to activate my foresight for the scene and see what happens if he goes through that window.
Sure. Make your roll. Let me know how many you get.
Let's see. So that will be let me check real quick. That is a vision plus intelligence. And I'm going to spend a couple conviction.
Mm.
I'll go ahead and spend, I don't know, 2 conviction.
Okay.
Just so I'll have more rolls for later, hopefully.
Mhm.
Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
6 botches. Okay.
6 successes.
So that means that you get 7 views, right?
Yep, and I'll use one of them right now to see kind of the experience of him going through this window.
Okay. You see him going through. You're not going to see from his point of view,
Yeah.
but you see him going through, and after a quick
Like a
well, a
minute.
long 3 or 4 seconds. He kind of pops his head back and,
And I say, you can tell I'm straining for a second. I look maybe a little dazed, and I'm like, no, it's all right, Shivers. Go on inside.
Very well. I'll make my way inside. Do you want us to make athletics roll or?
no, come on. Come on. Maybe Ken.
Yeah,
But
how
no,
big
no,
is
you
this
guys are good.
window?
Let's make a strength check to twist the doorknob. Like, no, I'm not that guy.
Just very quickly, we years and years and years ago playing D&D. Some GM had to make a roll to see if there was like two shrouds. One of them was covered in blood. One of them was like pure satin, white and virginal. And he made a guy make an intelligence check to make sure that he picked up the right one.
You gotta love DMs. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's
Anyway,
why I'm just the merciless storyteller.
I'll slip on my lovely my white cotton gloves, and I'll.
Ew, you don't have leather gloves?
No,
So you
of
go
course
in
not.
and you are immediately repulsed as you turn around and wave people in, and excuse me, and everybody starts making their way in. Dust hangs thick in the air. The lights flicker, but there is power. The walls have handprints on them, and uh, this is a large unfinished basement that has furniture in it and piles of clothes and old oily rags in the corner, and all the stuff that you're not supposed to do. Um, what do you call it? It also has mirrors in the room, like 4 mirrors in this room, and they're all covered with a sheet.
Are they
Huh.
in the cardinal directions?
No, they're
Okay.
not. There's 2 on this wall, 1 on the far wall, 1 on this wall. None on the wall that you guys, where the 2 basement windows are, the one that's already broken that you came in. And
If they're covered, how do we know they're mirrors?
anyway,
Well, they're either paintings or
feel
mirrors,
free to
aren't they?
pull the thing off and see that they're mirrors. It's um, what do you guys want to do?
Well, I'm going to follow Chippers in, doing my very best not to ruin my quite nice maroon suit that I'm currently wearing. But I somehow suspect I won't get away scot-free. But I'll follow Chippers into the basement and start taking a look around at what you've
Yeah,
already
all of you
described.
guys are in. You didn't say anything else. So all of you guys are in. You all see the same description.
I'm listening intently to if there's anything else that I can hear elsewhere in the house.
Nothing else that you can hear. Everything seems to be okay. Kurt, your discern is still on, and you don't see anything out of the ordinary, as it
I
were.
was going to say, I feel like I'm remembering what happened earlier with the rear view mirrors, so I wanted to check out the mirrors before we move on.
Yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
check all of them.
You want to pull off? Okay. You
You know,
pull them
I
off.
won't take them all the way off, but I'll lift up the sheet, see what I can see in the reflection, lower the sheet, move on to the next one.
Okay. Something is watching you from each one that you pull up. And all of you
It's,
guys feel watched as you get in and you start settling and you start trying to like look around and get the feel for the place. You all feel watched, but you see some spiritual, ethereal being in each mirror.
is it the
As you look
same
at
one in each
no,
mirror?
no, they seem to be different. Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
There's not a lot of detail, but yeah, by the time you get to the third one, you're like, okay, at least there, maybe those 2 were the same. I don't know, but this one was definitely different. Holy crap. Yeah.
so they're sort of nebulous, shadowy figures. Is that what you're saying?
They're kind of glowing.
Glowing. Okay, well,
And they seem more curious than anything else. They like look and they're just like almost like you get the sense of like cherubim in some way. Like the
oh,
not biblical cherubim, but like the
mm,
the Saint Valentine Cupid, like the Cupid
yeah,
cherubim kind of like
cute
they have that kind
baby
of
angels.
that kind of curiosity about them. It's not their
Okay,
shape. But
Well,
yeah,
describe this to everybody. Obviously, not what I was expecting to see.
And they're
But-
in the mirrors. They're not in the room.
correct.
Yeah, and it looks like there's more than one. At least 2, if not 3 or 4.
So you don't think that's what's haunting this place, though? Like that?
You're
doesn't
asking me
sound
like I know
familiar.
how this job works.
Are the mirrors? Sorry. I guess I missed it. The way the mirrors are placed, are they facing each other across the room?
No, not like that. There's 2 on this wall, 1 on the far wall, and 1 on this far wall. No mirrors on where the 2 windows are, where you guys
Gotcha.
came in.
Gotcha.
And going back,
Hold on, something interesting. While here, you know what? Oh shoot, I don't have my dice, and I'm gonna
Kurt,
roll.
I thought you were a good judge of character, so you would know if they were bad or not.
Exactly.
Well, I have the feeling of a benign presence,
Okay.
but I can't be certain of what I'm seeing at this point. They're not angry. They're not. They're curious.
I'll say. Sorry, Ken. What's Ken's last name?
So my last name is Takakura, but I professionally go as Watanabe.
Okay. Mr. Watanabe, I think for all of us, we're still very early in our journey here. It would be churlish to assume that anything that we see is what we 100% believe it to be.
True.
I think we should.
Here's something interesting, Kurt. You
Yes.
notice. This is what I rolled for. You notice that there's also one of those spirits. This is why you all feel watched, even though the sheets were on. You notice that the farther window that wasn't broken. Mind you, this window was already broken when you came in. The window over there that you could have also broken to get in isn't broken, and there's the same kind of spirit thing in there also,
So
and it's not covered. So yeah, it's watching you guys the whole time.
Yeah. Yep. There's one right there as well. I can see it looking at us right now. I guess it's been watching us the whole time.
so it needs a reflection in order to see us.
In which case, I will have. I can't. And obviously, I can't see because I don't have his gift.
Well, you
But
can't see the same way, but if you want to use your hunter sight, you could see there's something there.
It
You
wasn't that. I was actually going to look at the shards of the broken window that we came through.
Ooh,
nice.
good call.
Nothing.
Well, and it sounded like someone was trapped in this house, so maybe we need to keep looking.
I feel like there was an urgency to it, so we probably shouldn't. I don't see how we can cover up that window. We should just move on.
Now, does it look like there's other doors or stairs down here?
There's only the stairs. There's a slight wall by the stairs, so it makes it harder for children to fall through or over, but you can clearly see the stairs going up.
I'm usually wearing, again, especially if I'm not on duty, I'll be wearing like a cravat or something. I will take that off and just hang it over the window.
Excellent, Chivers.
The broken or the non-broken?
The non-broken window.
Okay. As he goes to hang it, well, you'd have to find a thing to, and whatever. It's not that big of a deal. As you're putting that up there, Kurt, you kind of notice that the thing goes like that.
Disappointed.
Maybe they're spectators of some sort.
So what do you guys want to do now? Upstairs? Look around more?
I think we should explore a bit more. If somebody's in trouble, then yeah.
Yeah, let's
That's why we're here.
Okay. So you guys start going upstairs. You're looking around. There's kitchen. Anybody stupid enough to open the refrigerator?
No.
Smell that's gonna waft in the entire room. Yeah.
I should get myself a little thing of air freshener that I could go.
The other windows in this house, Kurt.
Were they
Same thing.
There's things in these windows.
Yes.
So they're everywhere.
Are
Yep.
these all the same types of beings?
They're
Good
all
question.
some kind of a spirit, and they all look mostly bodily differently, but yeah.
So
Right.
maybe they're the ones that are trapped. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but you said that they don't look disturbed or anything, like they don't look frantic or anything.
No,
They
Or
just look,
maybe they're here to witness whatever's going on.
That's what part of me is thinking.
So very quickly, Chris just sent me a message saying, "Hey, dude, my computer is shit. I won't connect. I have tried. I'm going to have to miss this week. I've
Okay.
tried every USB port and restarted multiple times, and it won't connect."
I don't need the
Tell
gory
Bill.
details. He's not
Okay.
going to be in the cool. No worries.
Now,
So,
before we
Kurt-
came inside, did it look like this was a single story or a double story house?
It's 2-story with an attic.
Okay.
So, Kurt, are you getting the feeling that we're in the show? And
Yeah, I was starting to feel that way, I'll be honest.
like where this is like some Truman Show kind of business going on here?
Would this possibly then be because you two were on that internet site, and it was very clearly picked up that we are new to this, and then this thing appeared?
So maybe the spirits want a show, and it's a chance for us to show our worth.
Again, they say that spirits and like any of the monsters, the things that you guys are hunting, are not capable of finding this website. So regular people can't find this website, like your people who aren't awakened, but also monsters are like spiritually barred from even if they know it exists, there's no way for them to enter it.
So it's a magical.
Right.
That's what it says.
Have we heard anything in the house since we came in, apart from our own movements?
No, you haven't.
Because the message was trapped, wasn't it? It was that was part of the original message was trapped.
Yeah. The original message I wrote is symbol on door, no way out, need help. Yep.
No
I
way
wonder if
out.
there's anything on the other side of the door.
So
Say
I'm
that
gonna
again.
go.
What?
I said, I wonder if there's anything on the other side of the door.
The door that was nailed from the inside?
Correct.
The boards.
I'm gonna
There's
walk up.
there's what do you call it? So you go walking into the living room now.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the main foyer is and all that stuff. And as you go in there, you see a body laying on the floor with what do you call it? A pistol in his hand. Um, Shivers as you're actually, and Jerry, you both have your detective work about you. You pretty quickly realize that he had some nails, I guess, whatever, found the board, whatever, but he used the butt of his pistol, Glock 17. I don't know pistols as well as you do. I don't know that as well as you do, but he uses the butt of that to hammer in the nails to try and keep people out.
Probably break the pistol.
Can I?
Yeah. Yeah,
Can I
the
check him?
magazine is definitely ruined. You don't know about the rest of the pistol, but
The grip would be smashed up.
Can I give him a once over with my medicine skill? Check him.
he's
Check the
dead.
body.
Yeah, he's
Any indication as to what killed him?
There are no indications as to how he died. I'm going to go on a limb and say that discern, Kurt, allows you to see that he was punched and scratched, but spiritually in some way. He was hurt in a different
I
way.
want to walk up to one of the windows.
Mhm.
I'll describe this to everybody, obviously.
Oh,
Kurt,
Hmm?
I want you to relay to me as I walk up because I don't see these things. Are they, as I approach the window, do they see me?
Are they
directly?
tracking his movements?
Yes.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, they
Okay.
can. They're following your movements.
I'm just going to look right at the window and I'm going to say to them, are you responsible for this man's death?
There's no indication that it can hear him.
They're not responding.
Mr. Anderson, perhaps possibly try indicating the body on the ground rather than trying to talk to them.
I'm going to point at, I'll point at them and then the body. They can see me, so hopefully they're whatever's in there is intelligent enough to know that I'm asking what I'm trying to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Are they reacting to me at all?
Kind of. They'll follow your finger, and then they'll be curious at the other guys also. They'll try and look past you and things like that. Yeah.
But no obvious sign of recognition or understanding.
What do you mean?
Like if they're following his movements when he points at things,
Yes, they're
is there
following
like
his
an oh
movements.
shit moment? Like, are they realize? Is there any recognition of what he's indicating in their response?
Well, they're following his finger when he's doing things, and it's like they're just really curious at what you guys are doing. And it
But
seems
nothing
like they don't get a lot of action, maybe. I don't know.
Did we see any sort of sign of struggle with the man that was on the ground?
I don't know what you're looking for.
Like, obviously, you mentioned like maybe some spiritual trauma occurred to him, but do we see anything like, is he just like laying prone with his arms and legs
I see.
stretched,
So yeah,
or?
he's laying facing the door. His
Mhm.
feet are farthest from the door. His arm is like his head is leaning, on his bicep. His right hand is like this, and the pistol is still in his hand. His other arm is, over here, and he's just like laying there, and he's kind of hunched over a little bit, like he's like it's a last vestige of trying to, like Jerry especially would recognize this. He's seen this before. So it looks like he was attacked, but again, you don't see any marks on his
Mhm.
body.
Okay,
Only
I'll check it.
Kirsten Stern sees
Can I
something.
check him? Can I check him for ID?
Yeah, his name is uh, unfortunately. So this is me being a dumbass, and I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to this particular detail. So
Right.
whatever is no, just so whatever the details are, they're not actually important to the game, and
Okay.
I need to. So like, thank you. This is me now recognizing I need to add these details to the game just in case you do these things, so that it's such a dumb oversight on my part, I was so
That-
focused on the parts of the story that I wanted to convey that I didn't pay attention to a very plain detail that could have led you guys astray. Like, I feel so dumb right now, but whatever.
Reginald.
Yes, Reginald Bartholomew. You could call him Reggie.
There we go.
Yeah, Reggie Bannister.
What's that from?
Phantasm.
Phantasm.
Duh. Yes, that's right. Hey, Reg.
No,
Hold on. Click, click,
With
click,
the
click.
double shotgun.
yeah,
It's two double shotguns, double barrel shotguns.
yeah,
So it's four of them with the
full
V shape
barrels.
on the
Yeah.
front. Yes.
Yeah,
Driving the ice
awesome
cream
movie.
truck, baby. Bald with a ponytail. Love Reggie. Anyway, Angus Scrim, the tall man. I missed
Yeah.
that he's gone. Man. But anyway, so Ken, really quick, you see on the fireplace mantle, there's an alarm clock, and there's some numbers flicking across the front of it. 10, 13, 13.03.7.2.
I'm gonna go over to the alarm clock and
Could this be a combination?
I was wondering about that.
But I'm wondering why it's a 03, but not a 07 and a 02.
Mm-hmm.
So the 0 has something to do with it.
can I use one of my foresights to see what happens if I maybe
Date and time.
start playing with the alarm clock, making some adjustments, see if the digits change.
Yeah, they will. Actually, the power goes out on it.
Okay.
So this wasn't plugged in. There were actually batteries, which seems odd that batteries would last this long. But so it almost seems like it was awake differently or something like that, powered differently.
Hmm.
There's a
Date
staircase
and time,
leading
possibly?
up. There's a storage room. You're looking around, you're not finding a whole lot. There's a study on this floor as you're looking in it, and there are ashes in the fireplace, so it's been used. And there's a book missing from the. Look, it sounds like somebody just tried to get in. That's weird. Anyway, oh, get out of town. A visitor. So and it looks like there's a book missing from the shelf. Like it's so full of books, and a lot of these are arcane type books, not even like new age session books, but like and some of them were just journals jotted down and blah 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 blah. And this actually looks like it was from the journal shelf of the this bookshelf. But a one book is clearly missing. Even the dust around the stuff, you could see that like the sides of a thumb. Jerry, like this is so obvious to you. The front part of here, as they're pulling the book out, the two side books, the dust is removed, showing that fingers moved it out. The sliding that it was slid out. It's not yesterday that this happened, but it wasn't longer than a month ago that this book was pulled out of here because there's dust where the dust was removed. You get it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I can probably again with my knowledge of dusting and things like that, I'll probably be able to gather approximately how long it's been. First thing I want to do is having a look at the books that are around it. I'm going to go and see if there's any remains in the fireplace that indicate that the book that was removed may have been burnt.
It doesn't look like there's a burnt book in the
Okay.
fireplace.
Can
There were
while these
there was paper and there was cloth burnt, but there would be single sheets of paper.
okay.
Yeah.
Can I then spend a few minutes because I've got academics of 3, flicking through some of these books and just trying to glean some information about what may have happened here or what's in the books.
Make a
Just
roll.
maybe give us an indication of what's gone down.
Mhm.
I have to admit, I'm also kind of curious about the journals. Somebody pointed out that the numbers might be a date and a time.
Sorry, just really quick before I forget. So Ken, do you choose to mess with the numbers on the clock?
Yeah, I think I will.
Okay, so then they go out like you foresaw. Okay, Kurt, you were saying?
I'm thinking of just looking at the titles or the inscriptions of some of these journals. Are they ordered by date and time?
Yes.
Dewey Decimal?
No, they're Dewey Decimal would be interesting because it goes with the numbers, right? But you're starting to notice that yes, there's a pattern there, and the first 2 numbers indicate where the book should be, and then the last 2 numbers are like chapter, page number, that sort of a thing, or month, date.
So you're kind of right with the Dewey Decimal. It's a reference.
Yeah.
It's
Nice.
its own system.
Good on you. Yes, he has his own system.
But
Chivers, as far as the books themselves, all of them, for the most part, seem to be about summoning spirits, daemons, all sorts of different things like that. How to make a proper summoning circle, where to stand in the summoning circle, stuff from the Hermetic orders, stuff from druids, stuff from everything you could possibly imagine. This guy was trying to find a way to communicate with the other side.
Gentlemen, I think we have a choice here. We either save this knowledge, or we stop it falling into the hands of anybody else.
I mean, if this man was trying to find contact with the other side, maybe he found just that.
Maybe we weren't meant to contact the other side.
I agree with that, man.
Yeah, that was a pretty easy judgment that that Jerry probably is in the right on this one. But the intellectual curiosity, and more than just intellectual, that Ken is feeling right now, yeah.
I don't deny I feel a little curiosity myself, but there are some things that should not be meddled with.
I mean, maybe we could take a couple of these books with us and look into them later.
Ah, ah. I do not approve of that thought.
So
I mean, squatters' rights.
I'll get a fire going, shall I?
Ken is
That sounds like an excellent idea, Chivers.
hold on. So
like Dan is
typical-
going to wind up being a slumlord now because of that information I just gave him about squatters' rights. They're all mine.
Bill, story about the area, because you're from the actual area. Is this area like traditionally a fairly Christian area to where most of our characters that are from the area would be religious, or is it more like I believe in God but I don't go to church?
That's a weird one. You know that in general, since your character is from Asbury Park, most people don't really think about that sort of thing. There are churches around. They're all Protestant churches. I think there was one Catholic church, but
So what you're saying is
no Orthodox churches.
they're not overly religious in this area.
So the people here are mostly Black, Haitian, and Puerto Rican Latino specifically. So so it's usually like the Haitians may have more of a Catholic upbringing, even though it's like Haitian Catholic
Yeah.
upbringing. It's it's a thing. The Black guys and the Puerto Ricans are mostly Protestants, right? And that's just what it is. There's various denominations of this. Do you have any dots in history or anything like that?
I had not history, but I do have some streetwise.
No, that's not gonna quite do it. Nothing in.
Back in a moment, guys.
Okay. No, you don't have anything in anything that would give you the information that I could potentially give you. So no. You're on your own.
Okay. So what I'm looking for then is just kind of what we're talking about, general knowledge, just from being in the area. So we're not dealing with mainly like I'm trying to. It's hard to get across what I'm trying to do here. Basically, I'm trying to get like, okay, so like,
So basically your formal knowledge of the general demographics of the area,
right. So
which is what Bill's just said. So
right. So what we're saying is not an overly religious area, even if they are Christian, Catholic, whatever.
More of Jesus take the wheel, as opposed to a oh, let's all sit down and make sure we say grace at the table and stuff like that.
So it's more of a,
somewhere in between those two.
I go to midnight mass on Christmas once a year, right? That's what most of the people there are.
Most of the people there are not Catholic. No.
Well, you know what I mean. Like,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I go to church there's a lot of people there who will go to church every single Sunday, but then they don't think about church again until Sunday. And it's mostly about,
Once
the
a week
women
Christians.
who looks the best, right? The church hat is really important and stuff like that. And yeah, any of the guys who would go are being dragged there.
Okay. So
or they're looking for women.
I'm just trying to figure out how the characters would perceive this from a religious standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
So more so. All right, I'm gonna continue with my. I believe this is. Maybe we're not supposed to be contacting the other side.
Mm-hmm.
I think we absolutely should, but nothing ventured, nothing gained. Looking at these books, you said there's a certain amount of order to it. Do we see something that might indicate like a section 13 or shelf 13, area 3, anything like that?
Are the books around this one too?
Again,
Order?
that it's pointing to the idea. Those numbers point to the idea that the missing book
Is the one that
that
yeah.
book.
Okay.
The remaining numbers in that sequence that you were given are the section and page number of
Wait,
the
of
individual
the journal entry within that
journal,
book
yeah,
that
the
we
journal
need.
entries
Yeah.
of that book.
for this
By
book.
the way, while they're having this little discussion, most of the rest of the books by this point are in the fireplace. As I've just been taking them off and putting them all on the fire, ready to just put page to all of this once and for all.
I'll
And
grab at least one of them that has an interesting title before Chivers can shiver its timbers.
Give me some kind of a roll to show me that you're stealing it, so that
Okay.
you could deceive everybody else.
you ain't got to see
I don't
me.
know if I'm even trying to deceive anyone else.
Shivers, will you stop him if he takes one?
No, I don't think I'd stop him from taking one. I think
Will anybody?
I would.
I wouldn't stop him because as long as the majority of them are gone,
Hold on. I don't care. Was anybody else going to try and stop him?
I think these should be destroyed. So
Okay. So you would try and stop him. So go ahead and make a roll to deceive. If you do, then Jerry doesn't see it.
Yeah, I'm not even trying to deceive. I'm being kind of
Oh.
just like,
Okay, then Jerry, you see him trying to steal one.
hey, dude,
Swipe or no swiping?
no swipe. These aren't meant for man.
how do you know that? The information in here could be valuable for us saving people's lives and stopping spirits, and you just
Yeah.
want to throw it away?
well, let's ask the body in the hall, shall we? Sir?
Listen,
I mean, I can't speak with the dead yet, but if you have a way to do it, I'm more than happy to. In fact, it might be in this book.
but what if this guy down here is dead because of this stuff?
Well, we need to
I
keep
think-
looking to find out. We don't burn the evidence before we find out what happened to the body, right?
Well, from what we've gleaned so far, it would seem that the only book that we need to keep hold of or find out about is the one that's missing. Therefore, that by process of elimination makes all of the rest superfluous.
I mean, that's an assumption, but we should find out first.
An educated assumption, sir.
Considering our already limited experience with spirits, are you seriously going to suggest to me that it's a good idea?
I think I agree with Shivers. We need that one book that isn't here, and the ones that are here weren't meant for man. This is not.
How about a compromise then, gentlemen? Mr. Watabe, would you permit me to keep hold of the book that you wish to keep? I will then destroy the rest. Should we locate the book that is missing, and that would be of more value to us, then I can destroy that one. If we don't, then I shall return that one to you.
I'll
Would
make a
that be
deal.
acceptable?
So what you're
I-
saying is we can trade this book out for the one that's missing. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather have the one that's missing anyhow.
I will make a deal with you. I will hand you this Bic lighter, and what you choose to do with it is up to you.
But
Okay.
we're all
This episode has been sponsored by Bic.
Perhaps the best thing is
And
we
selfie.
continue looking for the source, and then we worry about it once we're there.
I feel like at the moment we know what we're looking for. We should just focus on that. We'll worry about the other details afterwards.
I
and all
agree.
the other books are in the fireplace, all ready for when we need to.
Neatly stacked up. Excellent, Shivers.
Yeah.
That's great work.
And Mr. Shivers,
Neatly stacked with some kindling in the bottom to start a nice big fire.
and you've got the lighter.
Well, and I don't think we want to draw any extra attention to ourselves before we've got to the
Exactly.
bottom of this either.
All right,
Exactly.
so this house from top to bottom and find this damn book.
There we go.
And
Well, we've already done most of the ground floor. Is that right, DM?
I have some wonderful investigation skills that I've learned over the years in my police department. I could help scour this house in every nook and cranny corner.
Oh my God, you guys suck. Okay,
Ooh, a
so
cop?
you start hearing breathing.
The body gets up.
Thing,
You start hearing breathing, and you guys
Cat
turn
off.
around.
Hmm.
You turn around and you see at the top of the stairs going up to the second story, like you guys start congregating around, and you look up and you see a kid. The light is flickering, right? And then it's on, for the upstairs, but you see a kid and he's mostly naked. He's got like a Jesus tie wrap just around his waist, like a loincloth kind of thing. He's just looking down at you guys. No real expression on his face, but his eyes are big and they're black. Kurt, I'm going to say your discern is still on, but getting really close to the end of its life
Yeah, of
expectancy.
course.
And like the battery is draining, and you see that this is its body looks bigger, but it looks completely hollow, devoid of something life-giving inside of it. Like just the word hollow is just like all over you. And the rest of you kind of look at this. If you've ever seen like the creepy pasta stuff of the black-eyed children and stuff like that, that is the impression that you guys are getting, right?
Kill it with fire.
With that, no, never mind.
Yes, I will get hold of my Saint Christopher and mutter a prayer for strength, and
It opens its mouth, and
Right.
without it moving its larynx, without it moving its tongue, or making any shapes with its lips or anything like that, it repeats something that Kurt was saying when he was putting in his 2 cents about, yeah, this doesn't seem like it's a good idea. That comes back in a digital way, and all of you guys hear it. Kurt's voice saying, yeah, these books aren't meant for mortal men. Like, I think it's a good idea to get rid of these books, to burn these books. He hears, you guys all hear that, his voice, but like a digital replay of the voice.
oh dear. Yeah. I think yes, I'm going to take a step forward, and I will put up a ward
Its head
around
goes
us.
like this, and I'm going to save you the conviction. Well, actually, if you want, but the lights flicker again and it's gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to still put up your
Uh,
ward?
Who had the lighter? Give me the lighter. Give me the lighter.
There's
Give me the
lighter.
lighter.
If it's gone, I will hold off for the moment. I will hold off.
Okay.
Yep.
What do you say? Next time we see this, kill it.
Are we going upstairs? What was this thing, Kurt?
I'm not sure. You know what? Those things we saw in the mirrors. I'm wondering if that was one of them. I don't know. I don't know. Let's just.
Hey, hold on. Theory. The broken window.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the one from the broken window? He got out.
I don't think it's the same thing.
Well, I don't know. It sounds like it sounds feasible. It's the only thing that we've seen in here. But Kurt, please go ahead with what you were going to do, Mr. Mitchell.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's start that fire.
Can I, even though I'm not going to be able to stop him, I still want to run one of my visionaries to see what would happen if I tried.
Tried to what?
If I tried to stop him from lighting the fire.
It doesn't seem like anything would happen. He just he would look at you and be like, dude, we talked about this.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I see it looks like I would fail if I try to stop him from lighting the fire, and
I
then
will let you use. Yeah, if you try to stop him from using the fire, yeah, that's all that really happens.
okay.
Looking to the left of Jerry Anderson on his screen, like, doesn't that thing look like some kind of a dead
Yes.
thing on his coat? Like what the hell, dude?
Yes.
It does,
that,
doesn't it?
that
Yeah.
coat
Yeah,
hanging on your banister there or whatever. That's yeah,
Ooh,
right.
creepy
It's a
thing.
chupacabra. Anyway, so what do you guys? So is there anything else you want to do with that before he lights it on fire?
Yeah, I'll say my trust in you is shaken. We had an agreement, but I guess that doesn't mean much.
I mean, we could just burn
Well,
the house down.
well, it did until whatever that was at the top of the stairs appeared. I think we should proceed upstairs and see what else we can learn.
Yeah, we might be manipulated, but so be it.
I maybe, but I just don't feel like we can risk allowing this into the wrong hands.
Okay, I'm gonna head up the stairs.
So do you burn the books in the fireplace?
Yep.
Okay,
Burn them.
done.
I've still got the one book that I made the arrangement with Ken about. That's in my pocket.
Not one of the journals, one of the other books, right?
It's whichever one that Ken had picked up that he said he
Ken,
was going
which
to
one?
take.
Which one did you want? A journal or a non-journal?
To be honest, I'm not sure what it was I grabbed. I think I was just grabbing something that looked interesting. So I'm gonna call that DM's caveat. Whatever you think would have caught my eye.
Okay. Okay, so you guys start going upstairs. You start looking around. There's what looks like the master bedroom. Um,
I suppose checking any of the windows here as well, and any reflective surfaces.
yeah.
Where-
Every room, for the most part, has these reflective surfaces. They're all covered, right? Again, the windows, they had the drapes
Shutters or
closed, or
whatever.
yeah. Well, the shutter's usually on that side, but yes.
Hmm.
What do you call it? Anyway, so upstairs you see a child's bedroom. You're looking around, you're checking some things. Ken, as you're checking in the closet, a stuffed bear falls out.
I guess I'll take a closer look at the closet. Look at the bear and such.
The bear. Okay, you can see that its front paws are sewn together.
I'll take it and I'll turn to Jerry and Kurt and say, "Should we burn this too? It's probably the child's toy."
You are a smartass. You know that?
I'm sorry. I get this way around trigger happy cops. I mean ex-cops.
All right, fatso.
All right, gentlemen,
love
let's not get out of hand here.
You're just upset you couldn't outrun us.
Oh, I know that.
Okay, so somebody do something cool.
Right.
I toss you the bear.
Okay. That's not creepy. Go over and take a look in the closet.
I'll take the bear from Kurt. If there's somewhere that I can sit down, I've probably got a darning kit, so I'll take my little darning kit out and start unpicking the hands where they're sewn together.
Dining kit?
A darning kit, so like for sewing, the sewing kits basically,
Okay,
a little
that's what you
portable
guys
sewing
call it.
kit.
All right,
Yeah,
done.
And I'll-
You unstitch or unsew
the hands.
the hands. In there is a brass key, old school style.
Like a skeleton key?
Ah,
It would look, I guess, like a skeleton key. There's no, but there's the big round thing on the back.
Mhm. Gentlemen, and I'll hold it up.
What is that to?
That
My
looks like a
guess is
clue
the
to
attic.
me.
Well, we found it in the closet. Maybe investigation. See if I can find anything in the closet.
No, no skeletons, no anything like that. There doesn't seem to be much in there. Nothing. Yeah, there's clothes, there's other old toys and things like that. It's just weird how this one fell out. Maybe because it's the brass key in the front of this thing, like this, like it. You try and sit it down before, and it kept on falling forward. So maybe
If
that's
it's quite big, can I feel that? Is it like? Does it feel like there might be something inside the toy?
rip it apart, all that good stuff, stuffing. Um, might want to get yourself checked. Maybe there's like asbestos in there or something, anthrax. I don't know. It's
I'm
an
wearing my
old,
gloves.
yeah, it's a
I'm wearing
very
my.
old. I'm joking. It's a very old bear with like
Yeah.
you don't know what they stuffed it with. But yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't seem like there's anything else inside.
Are there any signs of any harm that maybe had befallen the child in this room?
You don't find a child. Um, you don't find anything
Hold
of
on,
note.
hold on. You
Yeah.
said that there looked like there was an attic here. I want to look for an attic opening.
I've been feeling itchy about the attic for a while now.
Done. And you go into the hallway and you see there's a stool on the side that folds, and then up top you see the attic that you could pull down the thing, but you also see there's a key there, a keyhole.
Mm-hmm.
Take it,
Mm-hmm.
reach up, pop it open.
Done. The attic opens up. Okay.
Is this one of the doors with a ladder on it?
Yes, like you pull it down, the ladder comes down, it folds down twice, and so you can climb and walk up into it. You feel the temperature kind of drop a little bit
Hey,
as it comes down.
one of you guys, there's something around here I can swing.
Oh,
You can
You
break
can
off a
probably
piece
find
of the
something.
banister. Yeah,
Somebody give
find
me
your
some
stuff.
swing. Last time I swung something, it glowed like gambit. All right, I'm gonna start climbing up, and
Okay, you go first.
yeah, I'll go first. And as I
Everybody else goes up also.
well, hold on, I don't want to go too hastily. I want to, as I get my head up there, and I want to kind of look around the attic before.
As it seems,
I'm joking.
I
I was about to say, as it seems like
roll up a new character.
no, I was going to suggest I'll go up first. I seem to be able
Jerry
to.
already said he's going up first.
Fair enough.
He gets to find out it's a French ghost, and they all have guillotines. I'm joking.
Or it's a French ghost and bow, chicka, bow, bow.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, but they all have hairy armpits, so
Mhm.
you're
Are we
thinking
allowed
of
to
that
say that?
moment from Ghostbusters, aren't you?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always thinking about Ghostbusters. What are you telling me?
Don't crash the chains. So you guys all make your way up, and yeah, like I said, you all realize that it's a lot colder up here. Um,
I'm comfortable.
yeah,
Has my
yeah. I
discern
was
dropped
just gonna
off?
say your discern is gone. Yeah.
I feel like I should be reactivating it. It feels like we're close to where we need to be. So I'm
Okay.
going to spend another conviction and do the thing. So
Done. Let me know how long it's gonna go for. Uh, so there's a lot of stuff around you, like a lot of stuff up in this attic.
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Look at you.
Hey,
But the thing that it kind of bleats out to everybody is the dead guy hanging from a chain, like a noose, face distorted in agony. It's like the neck obviously broke, the tongue is lung out.
Literal dead guy, physical body. This isn't a spiritual projection glowing in the dark or anything, is
Oh
it?
no, you all see it.
Okay.
That
I'll
can't
look.
be good.
I'll be looking at the ground underneath him? Does it? Is he in any type of a circle at all?
He is not in any kind of a
Okay.
circle.
Okay.
And Kurt, you do notice that there's something wrong with this body.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't quite tell what it is, guys, but something's not right here. And I know we're talking about a dead body hanging from the rafters, and I mean, it's still not right.
It starts to twitch a little bit.
Oh, shoot.
This time,
It
yes.
starts trying to lift its head and it starts gasping like that. It starts like reaching up and struggling against the chain and and starts kicking its legs. The lights up here, because
Yes.
there were two lights, they shatter. The door, boom, to the basement, reaches up. It's effing dark. Kurt, you can still see because of your discern. It is blackout conditions for everybody else.
I will be grabbing hold of my
there's
twin Christopher and
no noise for this moment as you guys are like pause for a moment, and it starts to get colder still. And then there's a voice that comes behind everybody that whispers, "Don't turn
That sounds like a dare.
around." Now, tell me what you guys are going to do.
Rule
my hand
question.
goes to my hand goes to my St. Christopher, and I start. I'm going to activate my ward. Is what I'm doing.
I'd like to use my foresight and see what happens if I turn around, but everyone else can proceed first.
Okay, yeah, everybody else proceed first, please.
Does my cleave have to be activated, or does it automatically activate when I use the weapon, or when I swing something?
No, you have to activate it.
All right, I'll activate it. Somebody explain to me how to do that.
Oh God.
I don't think there's even a roll. You simply activate it, and whatever the damage of the weapon is that you're using, you would add a 1 point to it.
Okay.
1 point or 2 points? I think 2 points. So you add 2 points of damage to it. Or you can make it materialize out of thin air, like just a weapon. So you're never technically without a weapon, and it'll still do the aggravated damage, but it'll only do like 2 points of damage if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I envision my character swinging shit.
Yeah.
I can. Sorry, I wasn't sure about this, but I can use willpower for extra successes on edge rolls.
No.
No.
Oh.
Never mind. No. You guys know the rules better than me. Then you guys.
I thought you could, but then last week I was reading and then I realized no, you can't spend willpower on edges.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys have to. Just for future going forward, I trust you guys. I've got my own thing I'm doing, so I'm worried about all of my characters. You worry about your one character each.
You can burn conviction though, gambling it on your edges.
Okay. Well, I'm going to burn a point of conviction, I suppose, and make a roll for my ward.
Okay.
That's
Derek,
not...
you should also try to imagine when you don't have a weapon in your hand and you're forming one out of thin air. What is it the shape of? What does it look like? What color is it? All that good stuff. Just next week, text me during the week, whatever,
Purple.
Yeah, you don't need to make a roll for it, buddy. It's just +2 to whatever the damage of whatever weapon you were using would be.
Okay.
Sorry, I am drop my dice. Going to attempt to. I'm assuming the corpse is still moving.
Yeah, you see the corpse shaking, and it's you see the weakest link of the chain is indeed becoming weaker.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to burden the corpse.
To what?
Burden the corpse. It's going to stop him from taking any actions in physical movement.
Okay.
Which is good because I failed on my my ward roll. I got a 10 and I got a 1. So
that sucks. Every time I'm rolling for you guys, I keep on getting ones. Today's
now.
a weird
Did you
day
roll
for
an
ones.
extra dice for the conviction you used?
No, I didn't. Is that how? I didn't.
So
Again,
one more
that
dice.
part of it.
So what you do is you wager conviction, you use it, and you get an additional dice for each conviction you use. But if you fail, you lose the conviction for good. If you succeed, you may get more conviction.
Okay,
Depending on
so
the
let's.
in which
So I've
you
got one extra dice then to roll. Let's see. Yes, that's another 10. So yes, I do succeed. So I get to keep the conviction, and it
Huh?
now can't come within. So it's a 2-yard radius.
Okay, cool. So 6 feet.
Yeah.
Um,
He cannot move for 2 turns.
nice. Okay, so he freezes like this, and it barely moves its eyeballs in your direction. You can see the fiery heat of hate in its eyeballs staring right at you as it's stuck like this. You don't have you can walk away and it'll stay, right?
No, I have to maintain eye contact.
Oh
You
wow,
want
that
me
sucks. Oh
to?
yeah, that's right.
Kurt,
It's like my Serpentis when I'm
Mhm.
playing
Yeah,
a
yeah,
vampire
kind of like that. Yeah.
That's right. Okay. All right. What
Kurt,
do you
you want me?
call it?
Oh,
So the ward goes up like this. Kurt, you actually see physically a silvery like chain link fence goes up all around you. Like a hell in the cell in wrestling or something like that, right? Just kind of like that. Um Ken, you do turn around,
Mhm.
ish. You turn around and there is a haunt of some sort in front of you, a specter of some sort. It it technically has no features. It has a shape. It's like what
Sure.
you'd imagine, like the arms and the hands, the tendrils, and then like the head, the torso, but then like the long ghostly like entrail that comes out behind it, as opposed to legs. There are no physical features of the on the face, but you still somehow imagine sharp teeth, an angry, hateful face, um, and it reaches out to grab you and then gets thrown back once the silvery chain link fence goes up.
Okay, so I see that vision,
So
and
that's yes.
I decide not to turn around,
Okay.
and I say I don't think it's safe to turn around and look at this thing, and I'm going to start moving towards the paralyzed body, and I guess maybe turn on my second. Well, second sight doesn't let me see in the dark, does it?
Does not.
Okay, so there'd be no point in doing that. But I
So
guess as
anybody
I'm
who did not bring a light or discern cannot see. It is pitch black. Back of your
okay,
hand is invisible to you.
yeah, I don't have any sort of light or anything, so I guess I will kind of
I
stay
have to
put.
maintain eye contact, but I can still direct people.
what
I
about my
can
glow rod?
to the left, forward.
Sure.
Can I do that, DM?
Maybe. Hold on.
Mhm.
Jerry, you have a flashlight, right? Your mag
I got
light?
my glow rod too.
Okay, do you want to turn them both? What do you want to do? You want to turn them both on or one on?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I got the weapon which is glowing,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I got a little, I
Yeah,
got a little mag light.
yeah, probably bigger than mine, but yeah, just the typical, right? Yep. Okay. So you guys are able to see wherever he's shining his light. It's a mag light, like there's wide band, halogen LED light at the. No, they'd still be using halogen, I think,
Not
in
LED.
2012. It would be LED in 2012. Good, fine. LED, boom, super bright, and all that stuff. Um, Kurt, you can see that even though it's LED, like there's a flicker, a very brief flicker that would cause like headaches if you stare at it for too long. So you're trying not to look directly at it because everything's hyper focused for you. What do you call it?
Kurt, you want me to take
Um,
this thing out?
huh?
I was asking Kurt, does he want me to take this thing out?
Uh,
I can only hold it for so long. I mean, and I'm sure he can as well.
Yeah.
I
How long
would.
does your force field hold up for?
It lasts for the rest of the scene. Let me just double check.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
So
but obviously they can make a
Kurt,
roll
you
to
can
try
only
and
hold.
go through it.
Yeah. So Kurt, you're good for a moment, but yeah.
Yeah.
And
If
that
you're
would
going
be
to do something, buddy, do it soon. I can't keep him back for much longer.
All right, I'm gonna whack it.
Glowy. What's it
Please.
called?
Please.
Cleave. Yes. Okay. Roll your damage. Roll to hit. Roll your damage. Actually, you don't have to roll to hit. Roll your damage.
So is that strength? How's the damage work? I'm sorry.
Oh, not cool, dude.
What are you hitting with? Is it like a banister?
A
Yeah.
mag light. Yeah. This.
Oh, the
what are you
maglite.
hitting? Yeah. What are you hitting with? With your light?
No, with the chunk
The
of
piece
wood
of
or whatever.
banister?
Yeah.
Okay.
Piece of banister, so like a baseball bat. I think it's strength +2 normally, and then you add 2 on top of that because of your cleave.
Gotcha.
Is it two? Okay. Well, in this case, we'll say strength +1 because it is just a piece of wood that's.
All right.
meant
Oh
to
yeah,
support.
DM skull.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
cool. I don't need to concentrate on my ward. I can do other things,
Yeah.
and it will persist.
Yeah. You don't have to focus on it. I remember.
3.
Yeah.
3 points.
3 points of damage. Its head caves in like this. You could tell it's in immense pain, but it's not out. Okay. You guys hear and feel this thing behind you trying to get at you guys from behind. What do you call it? It's pissed that it can't get through this expecto patronum igloo thing that's up. But what do you call it? When you Jerry, when you crack this thing on the head, your flashlight just moves a little bit. Ken, outside of this 6-inch protection from evil radius thing, you see on a table a book.
You know what? That gambler in me has to take the chance, and so I make a move for it.
Done.
My attention is divided, so I'm not going to notice.
Yeah. Okay, so you go outside the barrier, you grab the book, and you turn to the page necessary, and you begin reading what's on that page. Jerry, you want to take another swing at this thing?
Yeah, I'd like to take a swing.
Okay.
So, bitch.
Just tell me the damage.
I'm looking. Oh,
Okay. I thought you rolled to hit by mistake.
3.
Another 3 points of damage. Okay. It's seriously debilitated at this point. And then it's suddenly like the spell, as it were, the edge breaks. Like you're just like, you're tired, Kurt. Your Jerry, your banister thing actually disintegrates and a poof. What do you call it? And this thing just starts like, and it's holding its head and it looks directly at you, Jerry, and it is pissed.
I'll try and step
Chivers,
between. I'll try and step past Jerry so that everybody's behind me to try and keep it back.
Are you able to move the thing? You are able to move your ward with you, right? Or is it?
Yes, because it's centered on me, so it's within 6 feet. So it's 6 foot radius from me at its center.
Okay, but I know that you're allowed to do it and then walk away from the ward also. So are you actually able to move the ward?
I think so. Let me just double check.
Because you could walk like a mile away from the ward and be warned if something enters it, make it like an alarm system.
That's true. If the creature is ever forced back or cornered by a character that says the monster. Okay, so if I try and trap it, say, up against a wall, and it ends up inside, then it actually can overcome it. It does say the monster breaches ward automatically as a result of the defender's exuberance. So I'm just trying to make sure that these guys are behind me
Okay,
and
so
it's in front of me.
anyway, stop, please. So it does move with you, yes?
It appears so. I can't really
Okay.
see.
So are you going to use it to protect Ken?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm trying to keep everybody within the ward or within the radius.
So no hits on you, Ken, but it goes for you immediately, and it starts screaming
The
as you're
ghostly
reading
spirit.
the spirit, yeah. As you're not the hanged thing, but the spirit that was behind you, it starts screaming. You're able to see it through the corner of your eyes, and it's almost overwhelming how terrifying this thing is.
As I see it and it gets so close, I'm going to use my pinpoint on it.
What does that do again?
My pinpoint allows me to learn the features or weaknesses of a creature. I need to roll a perception vision difficulty 6 to tell me the weaknesses and observations of the creature. So perception vision. And I'll go ahead and wager some conviction on that roll. Let's see. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes, but there was a 1, so that was a success of 4.
Okay. So this gives you what? All the weakness? It's just either success or fail?
Let me look a little bit deeper. A storyteller can be elusive or vague about the nature of the weaknesses. Some creatures' weaknesses are tied to locations or objects.
Done. We're good.
right.
So the weakness seems to be the book in your hand.
Okay.
It hates that you have this thing desperately. You also know that you get this feeling about you. It wants you to despair. It wants you to feel any like harrowing type emotions, like I can't possibly do this, or I can't be saved, or I can't be forgiven, or I've gone too far. You know, this can't be fixed. It wants you to have that, but it feels impotent to be able to do that to you.
So I'll call out to the others as I take a step closer to Chivers and say, do not fear this thing. We have in our hands, and I kind of gesture at the book, what we need to defeat it. And
Okay,
I'll continue reading the page as if it's not even there.
done. What's everybody else going to do this next round?
We have the Lord on our side. My ward is still up. I can't do anything with that.
But you don't have to focus on it anymore. You can do
Don't
whatever
have to
you want.
focus on it anyway. I will see in this case then if I can help Ken figure out what to do with the book. I've got pretty good academics.
That's true. Make a roll really quick. Kurt, what do you want to do?
I think I'm going to turn my attention onto the spirit rather than the corpse and attempt to burden it.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, 3.
And Jerry, what you gonna do?
That's 2, right?
Well, on that, I want to try and finish. And
3
Another
successes.
2 turns.
So another 2 turns for this guy. Shivers, what are your 3 successes do? Oh, yes, for the academics. Done. Okay. Shivers. This thing's name is Fred Hampton.
Fred Hampton.
Yep. And shut up. You know what I'm doing. But what do you call it? Yeah, that's its name. And Ken, you're realizing really quick that if you can light a candle and read the name of the ghost out loud, and burn this book into flame, you will banish it, and it will be at peace. Otherwise, just burning or destroying the book will bind it. Well, it's already it'll bind it to the house as
Mhm.
opposed to binding it to the
To the
book.
book.
This
Gotcha.
thing died. This like the body and this shade are basically the same thing, right? But separated. Like if you read Carl Jung, this is our shadow,
Mhm.
right? And this is still us. And
Nice.
they want to be reunited, but they're also like the if you think of like a horror Mazda, like they're also arch enemies of each other. So it's a weird kind of love hate, super hate relationship. Um, but they're all focused on killing you at this point. The body has broken free and it's trying to get in and it's struggling to reach in. And what would happen if it tries to force its fingers in, Shivers? What do you think?
So it gets one stamina
Takes damage or
roll.
no?
It gets one stamina roll. If it gets more successes than what I got on setting the ward up, it can
Nope, don't
breach
even
the
worry
ward.
about that. So it just gets so he's trying to get in, but he can't.
It can't
Okay.
cross the back. If it wants to
Yeah,
try
2
again, it has
fails
to
and a
spend a
botch.
willpower.
So,
Okay.
it'll actually, like the you hear like, some breaks on the bones of
Yeah.
this hand like that, and it's looking back, and it just starts like hitting the ward with the broken hand, breaking it worse, you know?
Probably get sort of like the silvery glow of the ward kind of
Oh, there you
sparks a
go.
bit more as
Yeah,
it strikes against it. Yeah,
absolutely
fantastic.
love it. I love it. Have you ever seen The Last Dragon?
Oh
This
yes.
Not
very
for a
gorgeous The
long,
Last
long
Dragon.
time.
Oh, such a great movie.
In which case,
Yeah.
So
then
anyway,
we're in the attic. I will look around. Is there anything that I can look that may contain a candle or something that we can
you
use?
find plenty of candles. Yes, plenty of
Uh,
candles.
excuse me, sir, as I take the lighter back out of Kurt's pocket and Mr. Watabe, would you care to do the honors?
And you see a look of kind of disappointment on my face that we
Uh,
have to destroy this book.
which one? As I say that, I'll just tap my lapel pocket for you, Ken, because I've still
And
got.
I kind of hang my head and pass the book over.
I'm holding. Hey, you've got the book in your hand. You can do the honors, sir. I'm just holding the candle. You are the visionary.
And I take the candle to the book and I say, Fred Hampton, rest in peace. Let your soul move on, no longer residing within this place.
As the book burns, the body falls down to the ground and kind of it starts, doing this like it's going to cast a spell of some sort, and then it does this.
Just like the dog.
Meanwhile, like it's praying, and the shade screams such a high pitched scream. All the mirrors shatter, dropping the curtains off of them and whatnot. Even up here, as the lights come back on, all of them shatter. The door flies open, and you see those curious things come out and kind of and look up, and they all become those dead-eyed children that you'd seen. They look very hollow. You still have you reignited your discern, Kurt.
Yeah.
So you see that they look hollow, completely hollow and empty, vacant inside. And then they all just kind of disappear. Boom.
Well, that was a little chilling.
But the temperature kind of becomes normal. Starts smelling musty in there. It starts becoming a little bit warmer than it should, or than the rest of the house because musty attic.
Yeah.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
The body of the hanged person just kind of falls over on the ground. Yeah.
So what do we do about this? There are two bodies in this house. One of them. May
Just
of
for
Wallaby.
Prince. I've always wanted to say that in a setting.
The body downstairs may well have been a hunter. May have been one of us. We should probably contact the authorities or dispose or take care of the body ourselves.
I mean, I could make some phone calls. I still know a few people.
Oh, shoot. I just realized Chris came back. Duh.
Hey,
Hey, buddy.
Can you hear us?
Hello. I can hear you, but can you hear me?
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
realized you were there.
Okay.
Anyway, so this is what happens as you guys are leaving the house. I mean, unless there's something else that you want to do, you're looking. There's no like gauntlets of ogre strength or anything like that in this game. Sorry. But you guys are leaving, and you go back. You get back to the two vehicles. Maybe you need another drink. You guys crack open the Ken, especially you crack open. You start like adding. You feel like you need to add some of this stuff to Hunter, and you put this stuff out. You get responses back. Bullshit. You're lying for clout. Burning books. What is this? The Inquisition. One
I feel the same
particular.
way.
One particular message stands out. You were lucky. It gets worse. Hope you sealed the door. If not, go back and ignore these fuckers.
Okay.
Sealed the door. Okay.
So you realize that's what the hunter was doing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, is what it is. So the door is sealed. I mean, I don't know. You guys were able to finish everything. If you feel like you're good, if you want to go back, that's cool. But we can address that in the next episode. I do want to try and keep these short for you guys for whatever we're
Of
at the
course.
2-hour mark. There, as you're sitting there doing your stuff, everybody's gonna get. Well, yeah. Even Chris, I know Conrad wasn't able to, but you kept on trying to come back, so I appreciate that. Everybody's going to get 5 experience points for this.
Nice.
You guys all had a
Fantastic.
lot that you learned in this. So many obvious things like how to use hunter.net, its level of reliability. You now know how to banish a ghost, you know what I'm saying, a spirit of some sort. You'll understand some things, like you're learning some things, and maybe there's some things that you'll get wrong, whatever. But and just like hunters.net is showing, there's going to be different experiences, different outcomes, different perceptions of what did and what didn't work. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a lot of that. What do you call
We
it?
can't expect to agree all the time.
No, exactly. We've got to find a way of working together, and we're all going to have different opinions. What I was going to say, just before we end the stream, Ken, when you get home, in your bag, like say, if there's a front pocket in the bag where you keep your laptop, you'll find the book that was in my pocket.
And
I've just slipped it in your bag. I just slipped it in your bag when nobody was looking.
and storyteller,
Sneaky.
what would this book be per se?
I'll leave it to my discretion, right?
Yes, of course.
This is
I'll take a look at which, I'll try to imagine which,
Sure.
book he grabbed. Is it one of the journal entries, which would have a condensed but perspected version of, a bunch of the books down there, or would it be one of the books that he'd be studying from to come up with his theories and his understanding of what goes in the journals? So
I think I'd find either valuable.
I
So
know.
And of course, the book has been dusted, and the cover is nice and clean.
In fact, you know what? How about this? I will allow that whoever is reading this book, you will, I'll say heads or tails. And if you get whichever one you want, then if you call it right, the coin flip right, I'll give you a +1 dot to your occult skill.
Ooh.
Nice.
How about we do
Cool.
that? So somebody write that book down.
Ken, it's in your possession, sir.
yeah, we'll call it Journal of the Occult, and we'll see
There you go.
what it actually is.
Yeah, Fred Hampton's, occult journey.
Shades of the Occult.
Shades of the Occult. Yes, a
Nice.
new made-for-TV movie coming to Lifetime.
It was his recipe book.
Actually, it's Asbury. Maybe it'd be BET. So we're going to wrap
Fantastic.
this one up. As we're wrapping up, Ken, your phone buzzes. Bzzz, you just got a text message. You
Hello?
got a text message, dork. And flip it open. Casually flip that bad boy open and take a look, and you got a text message. Number isn't in service as you look at it, but the text message says, "Well done." And we fade to black.